Hey Marlo, what it is? Hey Marlo, where you been? I be stacking up that cash cause I put in work, yes.
Say I'm fresh, I'm clean, man, I'm feeling myself. I be stacking up that cash cause I put in work, yes. Shawty loving on my swag, could it be a nigga well? But why they hating on the kid? Cause they can't get on my level, yeah. They ask how I do it, like Nike, I get up and do it. Nobody do it better, like me, no matter the weather. I'm the G and go and greatness, do what I want, I do no waiting. Me and Mills made this beat, say we did it ourselves. Work ain't never do itself, you gotta do the help. I done been down bad, disgusted, ain't nobody care but this.
Shout out to Marlo Bad Ed, reppin' Fredericksburg, Virginia. Up with Feeling Myself. You already know we're gonna drop the link and we're gonna community tab it. You already know what time it is with me. And you already know what it is, you hyena mouth having ass. And you already know what it is with me. Nah, we wanna talk about something, but get your face right. You already know what it is with me. Straight up and down, your father's the head of the household, nigga. Straight up and down. We already know that for sure. That nigga got the Jefferson hammer head there, nigga. You already know what it with me. Nah. Want to talk about what King Peel talking about now? Strap it down. We're back up on the West Coast with it, nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, King Peel came along, man, and he feel like a lot of things going on with this 4 extra thing, you know, with the firecrackers and everything. He feel like it's fake, man. And a lot of people felt like it was fake before. You see what I'm saying? Now, No Jumper said and tried to, you know, confirm everything was real, but he's saying that, you know, King Peel is saying that 4 extra is faking. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't think is fake. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we're going to for sure find out. Now, what we got to get into is the fact that, you know, he making posts and we're going to get to the nitty gritty or whatever because we got a lot to talk about on this one, man. You know what I'm saying? And we got to look at the comments. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, like I said, felt like, you know what I mean, that it was real. And a lot of people felt like it was fake. You know what I'm saying? So the comments is going to naturally go in. But when we talk about 4 extra, man, it seemed like a lot of people wanted this for him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I came at the last video, how I came at it, you know what I'm saying? And I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, make some type of positivity out of it because everything don't have to be negative just because somebody else was. You know what I'm saying? 4 extra had to keep up a image and a character. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up with No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? It got to be some type of, you know what I mean? You had Crip Mac. You see what I'm saying? So coming up after an act like Crip Mac, you got to be more energetic. You got to be, you know what I mean, spontaneous and everything. So it's a lot of things that come into this 4 extra character. Of course, that's him. He's not putting on and portraying nothing. The problem with 4 extra is the fact that y'all take him way too serious. You know what I'm saying? Which he is to be taken serious. But at the end of the day, he trying to get on and he trying to push Vernon Avenue, nigga. And this is what I'm saying. So when y'all go along, y'all talk about the 607 thing and him putting roots on him and all of that, y'all giving him too much credit. You know what I mean? Everything don't have nothing to do with all of that stuff that y'all talking about. Now, of course, 607 is smart. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he do say a lot of things that make sense. You know what I mean? The whole 4 extra thing about him faking, you know what I mean, with, you know what I mean, King Peel talking about or whatever, I don't think, like I said, that it was fake at all. You know what I'm saying? But it may be. Now, if it is fake, when 4 extra come back in front of us and come back to the fold, we not going to bang with them no more. Because now you doing antics to get ahead and to go viral. And when you start doing antics, everything that you portrayed kind of goes down the toilet bowl. You know what I mean? Now, Ali from the St. Lunatics feels a certain type of way about 607 and this is why he posted them up on his page. 607 back in the day said that he wrote Country Grammar, and when we all know that Ali, you know what I mean, helped Nelly, and it was a collective for the St. Lunatics that helped put that song together. But at the end of the day, Ali wrote this paragraph up under him and just basically saying him repping St. Louis, and you know, when St. Louis come up, him being brought up is a bad look. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like I said, a lot of people feel that way. That's why I say y'all giving him a little bit too much credit than, you know, what he need, because at the end of the day, his own city has to accept him as a whole first. Now, back in the day, we know that 607 used to rap, you know what I'm saying? And he actually, you know, was in the streets too. So we're not saying 607 Unk is soft. But what we're saying is a lot of people and a lot of legends from the city feel like that 607 Unk and his antics is taking over the city as far as like making other talent not to get recognized because of the stuff that he doing that's going viral. But a lot of OGs see it as clown stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like won't no OGs trying to put on 607 Unk. So if that's the face of St. Louis right now, then you niggas got to do something to change it. You know what I'm saying? Now, it is a lot of hot rappers from St. Louis. It's a lot of hot influencers and streamers and everything. But at the end of the day, St. Louis has to make that change. It's not up to 607 Unk. You know what I'm saying? And people can back it all they want, but 607 Unk is a brand now because he made himself viral. He made itself visible and more known to the new fans. So is we really gonna get mad because somebody, you know, behind a conversation and, you know, somebody brought him up when it came to St. Louis? You know what I mean? Ali from the St. Lunatics, you know what I'm saying, ain't been heard about since, you know what I mean, the St. Lunatics and the whole thing, you know what I mean, ended. You know what I'm saying? Of course he been doing shows. Of course he tried to do an album with, you know what I mean, Gip. You know what I mean? Big Gip and all that. You know what I'm saying? The same person that liked it, the post. You know what I mean? When he said what he said about 607 Unk. Now, 607 Unk, you know what I mean, called out for extra a little bit before this. You know what I'm saying? Before this whole hand stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to stand on business. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why he didn't do that when he was in front of him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when he got away from No Jumper and he decided he didn't want to be with No Jumper no more, he was calling out for extra for the fade and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of people feel like that, you know, he put roots on them and all of this stuff like that when that could be far from the truth. You know what I'm saying? We just dealing with somebody who know how to work the internet and who intelligent as well, but he know how to play dumb. You know what I'm saying? He know how to say catchphrases, stop playing with me, you know what I'm saying? And all this stuff like that. Swell on me, all that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to understand, that's just like for extra off the back. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? These is catchable quotes, you know what I'm saying? That just allow me, go. You see what I'm saying? Everybody got to have a catchable quote, you know what I'm saying? I just got too many for y'all, you see what I'm saying? Because I'm liable to say anything to you, nigga. So I really don't even really have a quote other than slap and go in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hate when I say that all the time. So y'all can say that as well, you know? But that's just when I'm trying not to, you know, say something I ain't supposed to be saying. So sometimes I say, no, I'm saying back to back. But I naturally on camera, if you go to my on camera, you know, videos and all of that, I'm not saying none of these things back to back. I'm speaking fluent. But it is what it is, man. With this whole 4 extra thing, man, I think people need to pump their brakes. And I think people is doing too much. And people is trying to stretch something that ain't even there, man. I don't believe 607 Unk had nothing to do with this nigga hand. And I don't believe it's fake neither. But that's what King Peel talking about. So that's what I had to bring y'all. I leave from the St. Lunatics, you know what I'm saying, don't want to hear nothing about 607 Unk ever in life. You see what I mean? And that's on him. He a legend. He get to do that. You know what I mean? But how y'all feel about 607 Unk and what, you know, Ali from the St. Lunatics said? You know what I mean? And how y'all feel about the 4 extra thing being fake or not? You know, y'all get in the comments, let me know, man. It's the 100 Mob, nigga. I'm out.